Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to the Tribe of the Tides, where in the last episode, our little build baby was finally thrown into the ocean by his own family, who were not quite sure what to make of him with his very unique appearance. He certainly doesn't fit with the rest of his family back here, who are all kind of looking like bunnies right now. They are the carnivores of the island, so they want to look like the bunnies so that they can maybe lure them a little bit closer for a snack. But of course, Anara did manage to stumble across our build baby, so they've kind of made a promise to search the shores together and see what else they can find in this big world, which is a sentiment on many of the minds of our critters right now, especially Vankier back here, who is traveling with his guard and his brother Wave as they try to find some shells to collect. Then we also have Pearl way back here at the Healer's Glade, who is starting to get very interested in the stories that Dewdrop told her before he passed away about the Water Tribe. She is the only creature with a fishing tail, and she doesn't exactly feel like she fits in this area, simply because she's the only creature who knows anything about fishing right now, especially now that Dewdrop has passed. So I think in this episode she will probably start making her way down the river to see if she can run into this water pack that he told her about. And then Echo back here, he is actually going to make his grand journey back to the pack today because he actually healed himself with this little healing fruit that he found with his daughter. So he could scoot along the swamp over here to make his way back, and then at the same time, I believe Marina is probably going to start telling some certain creatures in the pack to go clear out that area because they did run into a carnivore over there, so it's a little bit dangerous at the moment. And in fact, maybe Cove and Shark could do the honors. Shark is a little bit young right now, but he is going to be growing up in a few turns, and I feel like he would be very, very brave anyway. At the very least, he is very fast. And I know that his father and his mother are very proud of him too. So I think he will actually make his way around the swamp so that he can help Cove kind of clear out that area of all of its grass. And then hopefully it'll be a little bit safer for our pack to use in the future, and they won't have to worry about running into any more dangers. Oh my goodness, no, Cove! You managed to get a leech too! I saw the leech over here, but I thought he would be far enough away from it. Okay, so we need somebody to come down here and help you because we don't need you getting any leech illnesses. So let's have River actually take that right off of him, and luckily that's going to give us just a little bit of extra food too. And now she can go back to her berry bushes because she's one of the few creatures in the pack right now who can actually pick these berries. Luckily, Little Breeze, our newest prince, was born in the last episode too, and he does have Vankier's nimble fingers. But since Marina is the newest leader of the tribe, I think she should probably spend her time helping collect food for the pack, while Misty, of course, sits with the baby because she loves babies. She loves to sit with them and guard them, of course, from the birds in the skies, though luckily we have not had any birds roaming around in our skies for a very, very long time. It has been very quiet, so we have been very fortunate in that regard. Let's go ahead and have Marina pick a couple of these berries for us, though. And then we could have Vankier start moving down the shore again, of course. So he's kind of stumbling straight into the carnivore's territory too, just by accident here. We could have Wave move a little bit ahead of him just to make sure that everything is safe, of course. And then Vankier could come over here and pick up this little shell that he found. Now, these guys are probably not going to be too impressed if they find them picking up all of the shells on their shores. Even though they can't really collect from the shells, they do kind of consider these to be their shells. So I don't think they're going to be too happy when they see them encroaching upon their territory. For now, Anara, you could actually scoot to this side of the little build baby, who is currently nameless at the moment because I don't feel like his parents would have given him a name. But maybe Anara could actually find a good name for him. I mean, she did abandon her last baby because he could only move one tile at a time, so she's feeling very, very upset with herself at the moment, and I think she just finds a little bit of comfort in traveling with this other creature so that she's not alone. But Birch, on the other hand, is actually going to swoop in and try to save his son. He has noticed that Anara has left him all alone, so he's going to go right next to his son and make sure that he's okay, though they're going to have to maneuver very, very carefully around the carnivore's territory because they would also be watching closely as well. So Pine, you're going to have to scoot one little tile at a time up along the swamp right here. We could have him go this way, I think, because it should be far enough away from the carnivores that they won't get too suspicious. And then we can have Birch scoot right up here just to clear the way for him, because then we can be sure that Pine won't be stumbling into any carnivores along the way. Now Honey back here should have a couple of berries to pick. She is the only creature in this pack right now with the nimble fingers, of course, so we we definitely need to breed her very, very shortly, and I'm hoping that maybe Vankir will make his way over here before they get too old, because obviously that would probably be the best choice as far as pairings go for the nimble fingers. We are guaranteed to get a baby with the nimble fingers with Vankir after all. And let's see, we probably want to actually move Cloud away from the shore right now because we do have a little leech down here too. So if you scoot up this way, then you should still be able to collect your acorns, and then I think we should probably have Komeko actually grab up the berries for now. I would like her to clear out the area as much as possible just to make it safe for her son. And look at this, little Crabbit. You're guarding that acorn, aren't you? I don't think you're going to like that though. I don't think Crabbits particularly like to eat acorns. Unfortunately, it looks like Cease is sick as well, which is definitely not good. This is probably the only side of the island that does not have a healing fruit right now, or at least we haven't found one yet. We haven't uncovered one. It would be very, very lucky if there was another healing fruit in the grass, but we're going to have to explore this area a little bit more to find out. I guess for now we'll have Cloud knock down some more acorns for him to pick up on the next turn, and then we could have Cease move this way to grab this bunny for us. There we go. I was going to have her peek in the grass, but that is just fine. And then maybe Honey, you should actually move up here just to light up the area a little bit. I don't like that she's kind of become stranded over here by herself after Birch moved away, so we might actually need to bring some of these guys back toward her so that she doesn't get hurt. I mean, we can't allow her to get hurt of all the creatures with her nimble fingers. She only has a 2 in strength too, so she's a little bit weaker than most of the other creatures in our pack. Cease is definitely the strongest at the moment with her double claws, but yeah, we probably should see if we can find a way to heal her because she is quite important too, or at least allow her to have a couple of babies before she passes away. It's kind of funny though, because despite the fact that our little healer's glade is supposed to be the most secluded area on the entire island, you can almost see all of the creatures on the other side of this pond. I mean, they're practically within spitting distance of each other. So it's quite interesting. As Komeko clears out this area, I wonder what she's going to think when she sees all of these pandas just sitting by the water side over here with their healing fruits. I wonder if maybe they would try to steal it from them, in fact. I mean, if it's really, really dire, they might just try to sneak in here and grab this fruit to use for themselves. All of these little babies can move around though. This is actually the first generation in the healer's glade that has been born with the healing fruits already in action. So they're kind of like studying the healing fruits right now, I guess. You could say that they're studying the ways of the healing fruits, and maybe they'll be a little bit more, oh my goodness, a little bit more likely to use them in the future. What is going on here? We have a little parade of bunnies in the healer's glade. Look at all of them. That is insane. We definitely need Taronu over here because he loves his bunnies. Like, how did they all get over here of all the places? Can any of our creatures actually snag them? I mean, I guess Koreme could definitely jump in here and grab as many as she can. Oh my gosh, so that was 2 of the bunnies. And then maybe Pearl could get over there, or Diamond. No, they're just a little bit too slow. I suppose Wayward could actually jump in there, but I want to make sure that Zen is safe. He should be because the bird isn't in the skies right now, so let's have Wayward jump over here, grab another one of the bunnies, and then we are just missing one more bunny. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. So, Diamond, you should probably definitely go back to your throne. I mean, luckily Hope is going to help you out right now and sit right up there to light up the area, but we definitely need to make sure that somebody is up there so that we don't have this situation in the future. I mean, we're pretty lucky because I don't think they actually stole any of our berries. Somehow, not a single bunny touched one of our berries. I don't even know how that's possible. I guess for now, Taronu, you might as well make some pathways in the grass because you are definitely going to want to get your hands on one of these bunnies. And there's another one of the berry bushes. Okay, so that might actually be why the bunnies were so high in number right now. Let's have Taronu scoot over this way. Unfortunately, that was his last turn, so we can't grab the bunny, but we could have Ailair jump over here instead and grab it for him. There we go. We actually hunted every single one of those bunnies. So not only is this the healer's glade with all of their healing fruits and whatnot, but they are also very, very good hunters too. So that's good to see. Now I do want Pearl to peek at this nest so that we don't forget that it's there. But she would also like to start making her way away from this pack to hopefully find that water tribe that Dewdrop was talking about. So I think we'll have her go maybe this way. She can scoot along the tall grass over here, and then she could really just follow this stream the rest of the way down to where the water tribe is currently located. That would probably make the most sense. So she'll stay there for now. She could actually say goodbye to Diamond right here while she's at it, because I'm sure she's going to miss him. They did spend a very long time together. They are very close siblings. I feel like this entire tribe is very, very close. They're clearly one of the most laid-back tribes of all of the creatures on our island right now. They're not very competitive like the carnivores, and they just kind of accept everyone with open arms as they stumble into their territory. So Diamond is going to miss Pearl, and he's a little bit wary too. He hopes that she's not going to get into too much trouble out there, just knowing all of the crazy stories that Koreme and Dewdrop have told them. But we'll have him peek in this grass for now, and then I believe that might be it for this side of the island, though I do want to move Zen. Let's move him right next to his mother so that we know he is going to be perfectly safe when the day passes, just in case. I mean, of all the times for the bird to come out, it would probably be right when we don't have a baby protected. Now, Isla, unfortunately, is going to be passing away in 2 days, so I was thinking maybe they could have one more baby together. I believe she should be able to make it over to the nest, and I know Misty will be so happy to have another baby to look after, especially one from her sister. So let's have Cinder come down here to breed with Isla, and then Isla can scoot over this way and sit right in the nest. And it's kind of fitting too, because their son is going on his very first mission. Even though he's not fully grown, he's going on his very first, very important mission for the pack. So they're going to have another little baby to watch after while he's gone. And I think Riptide back here is one of the last creatures who needs to use his turns. So let's have him pick the berries for now, and then he can knock down the rest of his acorns to pick up on the next turn. And then Cinder, you could actually pick one tiny little berry with your turn as well. Now the carnivores over here. The carnivores are definitely getting very suspicious with all of this movement around their pack. So I feel like they're going to start spreading out to try to, I guess, deter everyone from stepping into their territory. So let's have Scratch move this way. Needle is a little bit too young to do much on her own, but she could move over here for now so that Nuku could come over here and breed again with Summer, actually. So Nuku will keep track of her for now, and then they can breed. She can sit right in the nest and munch, of course, on her berries as usual. For the mutation menu for their children now, I did want to place, of course, the big ears in there, as well as the claw, because I'm hoping that the mutation menu will take over and give us an extra claw on their babies, just like Nuku has. Since Summer doesn't have one herself, we won't be able to get the double-clawed babies without the mutation menu involved. So we're going to see if that works. We'll bring Nuku over here to light up the area a little bit more, and then Scratch can kind of linger on the very edge of their territory to try to intimidate these creatures who are moving a little bit too close. I don't feel like Wave would be too intimidated though. I mean, his job is to protect his brother, who is our little god of the harvest after all, so he might just get right up there, right up where Scratch is, and try to show him that he's not afraid at all. But I think that might actually be it for our turns, though we do have a little bunny visitor. Hello, little guy. Unfortunately, Honey will not be able to snag you right now, but we will keep a very close eye on you, and you as well back here. Our little carnivorous bunny. Okay, you've been spending way too much time by the carnivores, haven't you? Well, we definitely have a lot of bunny meat to collect on the next turn, especially over in the Healer's Glade, so let's go ahead and skip the day. We'll go ahead and pass the day and see what our next little babies are going to look like. Oh my gosh, look at this one. She almost looks just like her mother too, aside from the eyes, of course, and the slightly different colors of her ram horns and her fur, but she is so cute. Let's name her Brooke. And I'm very glad that she's actually another female, because I have noticed that we're having a little bit of trouble with females at the moment. Most of the babies who have been born in the previous episodes have been males, like our little prince over here, who needs his blue gem, of course, because he is definitely part of the water tribe with his water body. I'm very glad that we managed to pass that too, and hopefully Marina can find another male to breed with in the future, so that we can continue to try to pull the water body out of her genetics. Now let's see what this little baby looks like too. I think this is another female, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, and thankfully she does not have the no paw that her mother has. She didn't manage to get the double no claws from the mutation menu, but that's fine. I mean, the running leg is pretty good for the carnivores anyway, because then she can scoot across the savannah and snatch up the bunnies as fast as possible. And in fact, I think we'll name her Swift, So we have Scratch, Needle, and Swift as the three little triplets of the pack at the moment, and I feel like Swift is particularly fitting for her because she is the fastest of the three of her siblings. So they are probably going to be very, very tricky little critters. I feel like they would be playing a lot of pranks, pulling a lot of pranks in their territory. But we have so much bunny meat to collect, and I just want to make sure that nobody is getting like attacked out here because that is always a concern, of course, with all of the carnivores that like to spawn. And I guess we should actually have Cease grab this bunny, and then yeah, unfortunately that one's scooted into the darkness, but we might be able to find it again. We'll let her collect both of the meat sources right here. I'm starting to get a little bit worried about her though. I mean, she only has 4 days left on her lifespan, so unless she breeds with maybe Cloud, she's not really going to be able to have many babies, and in fact we might actually do that. I mean, their immunity genes line up pretty well. She does have double F immunity genes, and he of course does not have F in his genetics, so that would probably be a good idea if we could get them to breed right now. Unfortunately, she has the common cold at the moment, so this might literally be their very last chance to have a baby. So let's have Cloud make his way around all of this stuff. Oh my goodness, what is actually the shortest way over there? Maybe we should actually have Komeko scoot over this way, and then she can find more berry bushes for us. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And then we could have Cloud come over here, and then breed with her so that on the next turn, she can sit right in one of these nests, hopefully. I think she should be able to move fast enough, right? I hope so anyway. Yeah, she has a 3 in speed, so she should be able to move fast enough over to the nest right here as long as it's lit up. And now, honey, you could actually scoot down here and grab the bunny for us. There we go, and I guess she can pick up the meat too. I don't like leaving their berry bushes in the dark, of course. They definitely would not appreciate knowing that their berry bushes are in the dark because they love their berries. And in fact, why don't you go ahead and peek at this berry bush, and now you are officially sitting right at the edge of this pond, staring straight at all of the healing fruits that the Healer's Glade has collected for themselves. So I wonder what she's going to think about that. I'm really starting to wonder. I mean, at the very least, I feel like she would spread that information around their tiny little pack. And in fact, she's going to be quite surprised to find that Birch has completely disappeared. So he's going to continue helping Pine right up the shore. I guess he could scoot this way to give him a little bit more room to walk because he doesn't want him getting too close to the carnivores. I don't think they would really appreciate seeing this very, very strange child stumbling on their territory. I mean, all things considered, he might actually do pretty well in the carnivore's territory because he has that claw, of course. The only problem is that he can't move, so I don't think he would be able to keep up, especially with the triplets over here. I feel like they would be playing a lot of tricks on him if he did decide to join their pack. So for now, Birch, why don't you actually sit over here to clear out a little bit more of this grass for your son? And then hopefully they can start making their way, I guess, into the swamp. All of these tiles that Teronu actually cleared out before when he was chasing his bunnies might really help them right now as they kind of stumble straight into the Healer's Glade. And speaking of which, we have so much bunny meat to harvest now. We are going to have a feast over here. Unfortunately, this is Kareem's very final day of life too, but at least she gets to enjoy it with a little feast of bunny meat. So we'll have her gather up all of the meat that she collected, and then she can spend her very final day with her sons, of course, right in the middle of all of her sons. We'll have Wayward pick up this little meat right here, and then he can sit right around her too, and they can all just kind of like curl up together and share their stories, while Pearl, in the meantime, is going to start making her way down this river right here. So I guess we could have her go this way to start making her way through this grass on this side, since we haven't actually explored this area yet, and so far there are a lot of little cactus plants blocking her way, so that's not exactly fortunate. And then Diamond, you could clear out a little bit more of this grass for us too, so that we have a slightly larger territory than we did before. And of course, you guys back here with your bunny meat. Let's have Ilera pick up this bunny meat right here, and then I guess they probably want to peek at all of these resources just so we know that they're in the area. And Ilera, you're getting very close to the end of your life as well. Thankfully, she has 1 more day left on her, so she can do a little bit more of exploring. And maybe we'll actually have her move over here to finish off exploring the tree. Oh my goodness, more bunnies. We must have a bunny burrow back here that we haven't discovered yet. We'll have to see if that's the case. Maybe it's like right underneath this tree. We could have Taronu move over here, though of course that's going to scare the bunny away, but he's used to that. He's used to really chasing his bunnies down before he can catch them. Now look at that, our little build baby is fully grown. Oh my gosh, I love the way he looks though with his beak. It is of course so unique to all of the other creatures on our pack. We've never had a beak before, so it's really interesting. And I feel like Inara is going to be very shocked to learn that he doesn't actually have a name. His parents didn't bother naming him because of course they weren't too impressed with the way that he looks. So maybe she would actually give him a name, and I feel like she would call him Flotsam. Flotsam is a word that can actually be used to describe the materials and debris that you would find floating around in the ocean after a shipwreck, so I thought that that would be a particularly fitting little name for this guy since she did literally just find him wandering around the shore. And they did stumble on a nest too. Like, this is quite interesting as well. She does have the beak in her genetics, and I feel like this is far enough away from the carnivores' territory that maybe they could use this nest and get away with it. So if she sits in the nest, then we can have him breed with her and use up their final turns, and then they're going to have another little baby to travel around with, though hopefully it has a little bit more luck than Pine, because if it's another one who can't really move along the beach, then it's going to be very hard for them to keep up. Now, I do definitely want to place, of course, the beak in here, but also the water body. The water body is especially important when we have beaked creatures, because with the beak, they can actually go into the water and dig around in these little water tiles for food. But without the water body, that makes it a little bit harder, because of course they won't be able to breathe while they're down there. So hopefully this child that they have together will not only be able to inherit their mother's water body, but also their father's beak. Fingers crossed, that would be like the best case scenario, even if they can't move around too much, because then we would at least be able to enjoy all of the ways of this mysterious beak. And now the carnivores over here are very concerned with Wave and Vankir making their way up their territory, and Vankir probably would just try to sneak a couple of these shells since he can. He's one of the few creatures who can actually collect those shells, and I don't think that these guys would be happy at all to see that. So it seems like they're probably going to try to chase these guys right out of their territory. Wave is definitely going to try to position himself in a better location so that Vankir will be able to run as far away as he can once the next day turns over. And in fact, if he sits over here by this cactus, that'll light up the shore on this side, so that hopefully Vankir will be able to scoot straight over this way, and then maybe run into the traditionalist pack as well. So Scratch is probably going to continue keeping a very close eye on these intruders, while Nuku could sit on top of his throne to light up a little bit more of the area, and of course to command his little soldiers as well. And Needle, you should probably also sit next to your mother so that you are a little bit more safe. And in fact, Summer, even though she's not the strongest in the pack, might kind of scoot her way out from the nest to protect her children, just in case Wave gets any ideas. And then we have Kirtavan up here, who I feel like would probably circle around to make sure that these creatures aren't going to be picking up any more of their shells, because he is very protective over these little shells. Even though he doesn't really have a use for them, he is very protective over them nevertheless. And I think that's it for this side of the pack. So now our water babies. Oh my goodness, we have so many water babies compared to the rest of the island. They are definitely the largest of the packs right now. Echo, how many days do you have left? You have 2 days left, so we could actually have him go back up here if we wanted to, I suppose. He could take his son this time to clear out the healing fruit. He did spend a lot of time with his daughter Marina before, so maybe this would be a nice way to get to know his son right before he passes. We'll have Echo scoot along the shore this way to show him exactly where the healing fruit is. I'm sure they are all very impressed with their king too for stumbling across this very important little resource. And there is actually something rustling over here. Oh, a bunny, of course. Let's see if we can scare the bunny away from our berries at least. I mean, they're too tired to do anything else right now, but hopefully we can at least deter the bunny from eating all of our food. We can pick the berries over on this side of the island, and there he goes right back. He knows we're too tired to do anything with him, so he's going to feast on his own berries. But at least River can pick these for us so that we're not completely out of food. And then Marina can go ahead and pick the berries over here too. Misty is going to stay right here to protect all of the babies, of course, but this is also Isla's final day, which is really sad. I think we could probably have Cinder come down here to meet his children at least, his last daughter anyway, so he can at least spend his mate's final day with her so that they're all together as a family. We have Riptide back here, who of course I still would like to start a family of his own, and he's sick right now too. So many creatures are getting sick with the common cold. It's terrible. At least we do have some medicine back here for him to use if it does grow back. We'll have him pick his acorns for now so that we have a little bit more food to use as well, and I think that might actually be it for this side of the island too. So we're ready to skip the turn now, and that means that a lot of these creatures are going to start dying off, including Koreme back here with all of her children. So it's going to be a little bit of a sad day. Actually, the remains of her mate are still right next to the healing fruit too, so that's kind of fitting. As she passes with all of her children, he's still technically in the area too. Now let's just zoom out real quick to make sure that nothing is taking place on the island that we need to take note of here. Let's see, I think I saw, yes I did, a carnivore down here with River of all of the creatures. This is not good, is it? Unfortunately, River is not the strongest pack mate because she doesn't have any of those claws, but she does have many able pack mates ready to swoop in and save her. So Cinder could actually move right over here, though I think we actually want to go back here and grab this bunny before we attack the carnivore, because this one is going to eat up all of our food, and then we can have Cinder go ahead and start attacking the carnivore. So I think we want River to move away. We could have her sit over here and pick these berries for now, while Marina takes her spot to continue attacking the carnivore, and there we go. That was just enough to take it out. So on the next turn, we'll have somebody else come over here to collect the meat, because of course we need Misty to stay right next to all of these babies. And now let's see what this little baby looks like too. Oh my goodness, we managed to get the bill again. Look at this guy. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the water body, but thankfully he doesn't have the spiky body either, because that would make it so he would only have 1 in speed again. I think yeah, the normal body gives him a +1 in speed anyway, and since he has that no paw, that's very important, because that means he can move 2 tiles at once. So he's already a little bit faster than Pine was, and that means that they shouldn't have to worry about possibly abandoning their child again. But we could actually move her down here to breed with Flotsam again, though we have a little bunny situation. So let's see, you're actually kind of trapped, aren't you? You're kind of trapped right at the edge of our migration tiles. So maybe we could actually have Flotsam come over here to grab the bunny. Okay, you're going to scoot down there instead. Well, I'm going to be very careful not to click this particular tile right here, because we don't need them traveling off together. But instead, he can breed with her, and then we'll leave him there with his extra turn, and we'll bring Anara over this way. Yeah, unfortunately, that bunny is a little bit too smart for us. It's not scooting up here so we can collect it, but I will keep a very close eye on that one just in case it comes a little bit too close. Now, Vankier, meanwhile, is going to have to dart right out of the territory so that he doesn't get attacked. We'll have him scoot around Wave and then start making his way down the shore, and they will just completely hightail it straight out of here so that the carnivores won't have a reason to mess with them anymore. And if Wave comes over here, then he should be able to at least light up the way for Vankier again to get straight over to these nests where Honey is definitely waiting. She probably sees them now too as they're fleeing from the carnivores. I mean, this is a very well-traveled shore. It seems like she's always seeing, or greeting at least, the new pack mates that they take in. She could go ahead and pick her berries for now though, because quite a few of them have grown back. And then we definitely want Cease to make her way over to the nest, because this is going to be her very final day. I'm not actually sure if she's going to be able to give birth or not, because she is sick. So that's going to take 1 extra day off of her lifespan anyway, and that just might end her completely. She might not be able to give birth. Unfortunately, even if they did raid the Healer's Glade over here, I don't believe she would be able to benefit from it, because she doesn't have a way to collect from the plant. She doesn't have any gathering skills on her, so I'm not sure if she could even make use of that plant. And I feel like that's really going to tear Komeko apart in particular, because she sees this healing fruit dangling right in front of her, just out of reach, that could possibly save one of her own pack mates, but she doesn't really know how to get to it. So for now, she'll clear out this area and find some more bunnies, apparently. We can have Cloud pounce on this one and snatch it up for himself. It would probably be a better idea for him to gather up the acorns, of course, since he's one of the very few who can. But now that we have this little cracker-jawed ultimate collector joining us, hopefully that means that they'll be able to collect much more food on this side of the island pretty soon. Now, as some of our very final turns, we can have Pine, who has actually fully grown, start making his way toward the healer's glade with Birch. We'll have Birch clear out a little bit of a pathway for him because, again, he is going to be very, very slow, and this is exactly why it is so lucky that this baby over here with the new duckbill managed to inherit that normal body instead of the spiky body. Like, that is really the one major drawback to the spiky body in her genetics, because she has the no paw on top of it and whatnot. It does make it very, very hard to have suitable children with her. Not only that, but she is passing the blind eyes and the recessives too. Though honestly, if you guys remember Spot and Sienna from the starter island with Adam and Eve, then you guys know that we can definitely redeem these different family lines if we pay enough attention to them. So hopefully these two will be able to follow the same sort of story together and have children that are gradually more and more beneficial to the pack as a whole. But I think that's about all the time we have for today, so for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!